Cape Cod. I think two weekends ago I went to Cape Cod. Yeah, it
And
was
stayed like the
fantastic,
weekend.
man. Yeah, we went to a house, hung out with some family, stayed out there, hung inside, went on walks, walked the strip. I almost got a tattoo. You were mentioning before that you got a tattoo, but I almost got one too.
What'd
So
you almost get?
close. I almost got actually should I don't know if I should say it. I feel like I should actually kind of keep it a secret
Was it
potentially.
like was it a Cape Cod
No, I
reference
was
tattoo or
gonna I
just
was gonna do Pioneer right here.
ooh oh so
The
that's why you were
only
texting me. That's why
exactly
you were texting me. I
exactly.
see.
The only reason I didn't do it is because the freaking tattooist was an asshole. The tattoo artist.
Really?
Yeah, asshole. Just
Like
was like didn't want us to be there, was like making sure no one else was coming, like checked out, dude, tired, wasn't about the
really?
life. Yeah.
What time did you show up? Like not that it's your fault, but like what time did you show up that he was like
Um
acting like that?
to 1:30 or 2 o'clock on a Saturday when they close at 5.
That's not even bad at all. I
And
showed
it
up
was like 5 letters and my cousin wanted to get 2 numbers. Like it's bullshit.
not
Yeah,
very
it was
complicated.
ridiculous.
Yeah. So I got this Longhorn.
Mm.
Kind of show it really
Oh,
weird. It's still healing. It has a little plastic on it, but it looks dope.
dope.
I'll send you a picture later. But it's like a skull Longhorn, and then I got Saint on my like. It looks twisted here, but like it's because my hand is twisted. But if I do like
I mean, it's still healing and you got the shit
yeah,
on it,
like
but
yeah.
I
But I would
can't
do
wait
this
to
like
see it.
yeah, super simple, just Saint in that. I had the Saint last minute, but I was at like this area called the Stockyards in Fort Worth, very
Nice.
cowboy-esque.
Yeah.
Got cowboy hats, boots, the full 9 yards. I went full cowboy like for all of Sunday. The dude was super chill, so that's what. And he works till like 2 or midnight on Sunday. It was a Sunday too, so yeah, screw that guy that you went to with. Like, I'd
There
rather
was
not get a
nobody
tattoo as
in the
well.
shop, dude. Nobody in the shop. Just us two. Each tattoo would have taken hers 30 minutes, mine maybe an hour. And it's
Maybe that.
money. Like we're dropping 250 at least. Their minimum was 125.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they're even so. Okay, so get how much I paid for these tattoos too. For
Ooh,
like,
I don't know.
it's a
That to
detail for
me
Longhorn
looks
and this
like 150 and then Saint maybe like 75.
150 total.
Wow, for both?
Yeah, and he did really fast, really great work. He's been tattooing for like 20 plus years. Super chill dude. Gave me his like he has like those tap cards.
Damn, when I go to Texas,
Um,
I'm getting tatted. We're
Tattoo
going
artists
there.
out here are fun, bro. Tattoo artists here are really good. I've had the best tattoos in my life down here, so I want to get a lot of tattoos redone. Not get the bug again. And so when I did it, I was like, just in the moment, I was like, I want to get a tattoo. I've been wanting a Longhorn for a while. I don't know where to get it yet, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna figure out when I get there. He did this design like himself. Gave me the size options, like, okay, do you want it smaller, bigger? Like super patient, super chill. Everyone was friendly, and I'm like, this is what it should be like,
Right.
right?
It needs to be a
That
good vibe, man. Good energy. You
yeah, you're getting
wanna
into
be doing. Yeah, it's permanent. You want good
you're
vibes.
trusting a guy. It's like you're trusting him to poke a needle in your skin multiple times with ink. Like
And it's
you
the
should at least trust.
simplest thing, man. Not a design. It's not like he has to put any creativity into it. It's literally just letters and numbers. Like, but anyways,
I,
bro. But
I
anyways.
haven't had much success in Massachusetts though. Like in Mass, I haven't found the best artists though. I'm not sure if that's just my experience, but in Massachusetts, I haven't found like amazing tattoo artists. I found better tattoo artists down here
Yeah.
and other places.
That's kind of why I'm always hesitant because people are like, "Oh my god, look at the one I just got! Look how dope it is! I just got it. He's actually super cheap."
You're like,
And I'm like, "Yeah, like it looks nice, but I'm not trying to look for nice. I'm trying to look for outstanding. Like
it
this is what I'm
looks like
putting
it
on
was
my
might be cheap.
body,
Yeah,
man. Like I have
yeah, yeah.
this, and it's not crazy, but it's simple. But the things I want to do on my arm are a little more complex. So I don't want
Mm.
someone who doesn't have experience doing straight lines. Like if you can't do straight lines, man, I'm sorry. Like
Dude,
I'm
I
not
was
gonna
so worried about
sacrifice that.
and that's so difficult. Like, so when this is like a Times New Roman, almost like typewriter lighter.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when he did it, I was so concerned because I just have that fear in me,
Hmm.
and the guy who did these ones like really messed me up and kind of got me scared from like I don't like these tattoos that much. You can see it's kind of faded, some issues here. So I was really concerned. And when he did it, just perfect. I'm like fast, perfect, no pain like at all.
Yeah.
Not, like I have scarring from one of my tattoos here because the guy messed up, like a scar on it. And I showed him that. He goes,
Damn.
"Damn!" He's like, "I've probably tattooed for 20 years, 22 years, and never had a scar like that."
Wow.
And I was like, "Geez."
Or he could just be
Like,
saying that.
well, he did it on me, and I have terrible like when it comes to tattooing, just because my blood stuff and everything. I always have like issues, no problems, no massive like bloating, like blotting. Like usually, like the ink kind of you know when you use like a marker on paper and it kind of like
Yeah,
bleeds.
yeah,
That usually what I see. He did it. It looked solid, like perfect. So I was like, okay, this looks amazing. You did really well. Um, and he sounded knowledgeable versus like someone just like, oh yeah, let's do this, or kind of dicky, like, oh, you don't know what you want. And because I was debating, he goes, oh, you should put it here, give suggestions, all that stuff. Like, it was very
yeah,
helpful. So I like
yeah.
that. But now I have the bug. Now I want to get another one.
I know.
Like, I
I
want to go
know.
next week and get another one.
I'm next
Um,
too. I'm next.
I can't wait to see it. I'll definitely see it when you get yours. But
It's gonna be dope.
yeah. What else? That was 2 weeks ago. You went to Cape Cod,
Yeah.
and then how you been this week? Did you when did you watch? Today's Monday, so yesterday came out the premiere of
Game of
House
Thrones
of Dragon.
or House of
Did you watch it
Dragons. I
live?
always want to say Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Well, they announce it like they say Game of
Yeah.
Thrones, House of Dragon,
Well, I mean,
or
it's,
House of the Dragon.
it's Game of Thrones universe, so I'm basically saying it
Yeah.
correctly.
Yeah,
I watched it right
You
at the
watched it live?
premiere. Yeah.
Oh,
But I
really?
wanted to ask you before we get into it, because last time we talked on the 24-hour stream, you hadn't seen anything. And I think I had seen 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So I haven't talked to you at all since you've started it. So how are you, like, first impressions? I haven't heard anything, so I want to know how you
True.
feeling.
We haven't talked about how I
Anything.
liked it.
We haven't talked anything about it.
Yeah. So on the day that I flew back from Boston, I watched the 2 episodes that I missed, and then I got fully caught up like this past week. It's been really busy. I got caught up this week and finished the episode 6 today, like earlier today in the morning. I wasn't sleeping. Great. I like it. I definitely enjoy it. I like the stakes. I like the way they're going with it. The portrayals. Definitely some heavy hitting tones, and we can get more in the future. But as long as they don't mess it up, it's the same thing with the Game of Thrones. I liked Game of Thrones at the beginning. I liked Game of Thrones up until they screwed up botched really the ending. And as long as they don't do that too much, which I think they learn from their mistakes, hopefully, I'm liking all of it. I'm very much enjoying it. It's been a cool vibe. There are definitely like critiques that I have here and there, just of like character development, how they act.
Oh,
but it's
really? Interesting.
I think it's more of the person, not necessarily their choice and what they did in terms of like,
What are you talking about?
I don't think the directors did is an issue. I think these are real people and they probably act that way. So I have like critiques of like, I hate these people specifically. Like, I don't like the queen, Allison. I think she's a bitch.
I think she's a
And I hope
bitch
she
too.
dies. Yeah, I really hope she dies. It's not a critique of like the show itself. It's a critique of, I don't like her. I really hope she dies. So I already have people that
I don't know
really
if I hope
die.
she dies, but definitely
Oh, no, I
after
hope she
last
dies.
night's episode, I feel like she's taking L's now though. So if anything,
Yeah.
she's headed in that direction.
I really hope that way. So, do you want to go over, since we didn't touch on the entire thing, and the first time we went to go talk about it, I didn't watch it. Do you want to go like, just kind of like what you feel from back then to episode 6, or just go straight into it? Obviously, people know they're spoilers.
I think the only thing that I would like to hear your opinion on is the green wedding, because that's like a major point before we talk about last night's episode.
Talking about when the wedding happens and she comes in with a green dress and everything.
Yeah, and
then
then
like all of the high towers
the
are
two
green dress in the
murders.
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's not as high stakes. It's definitely dick moves. Like, again, it just makes me hate these people some more. Sir Kristen, I hope he gets wrecked. I don't like him. He's
Yeah.
mad because he didn't, like, of course he's not going to leave the throne to be with you. Like, it doesn't make
Right.
sense.
It's
Like,
very
you're being petty.
over. Everything is very definitely over dramatic. There's a lot of blindsides, dude. It feels like Survivor Extreme. Like at every moment, someone's
Yeah.
blindsiding someone. It's like everyone is stabbing everyone in the back. But it makes it super interesting. There's a lot of people to hate. There's a lot of people to. I don't know if there's a lot of people to cheer for. Actually, I mean, there might be like Rhaenyra kinda, but these last 10 years. I think she hasn't been doing shit to help her position, but we can talk about that after. But yeah, that green wedding was crazy, and the ode to, of course, to the red wedding in Game of Thrones, and to do it that fast. This was something that I mentioned to you on the 24, was how quickly I feel like they're actually hitting some big notes already, and we just hit the mid-season point, and I feel like that's pretty awesome. That's a good speed. I feel like every episode is rich with content and is quickly being developed. It's a fun watch. Every episode, every time I'm watching, whole time it's gripping. I love it.
Yeah, I would say that the same. I think that Game of Thrones kind of in the beginning set up things and needed to establish maybe the lore a little bit more. So it was a little bit slower pace in the beginning.
Yeah, for sure.
Feel. I haven't rewatched it ever since I watched it the first time, but I would imagine even rewatching it, I could notice that this is very fast paced.
Hmm.
Things are happening consistently, and then literally in episode from episode 5 to 6, you already have a 10-year jump,
Hmm.
which is like a big. It's a big bold move because you know you have the characters, people get hooked on the original characters and such. I
Yeah.
mean, not everyone changed, but you know, I like the actress that played Rhaenyra. I like the actress that I liked how they were playing the actress with Alicent, whatever you
Yeah.
pronounce it.
Alicent. Yeah.
Yeah.
My cousin
So
was
that's
saying the same thing last night. She was like, "Oh my god, I fucking love the original characters. I'm so sad not to see them." And we were speculating on if they would do flashbacks or not, and we came to the conclusion that we hoped they didn't do any, and they didn't, which was awesome because I thought that maybe they would. To fully remove those old characters is a big move. It's a ballsy move.
oh ballsy.
Very
Yeah,
ballsy, and I love it. I love it. It's very brave of them, and I think that's what is keeping this show exciting. And I feel like how I wanted to ask you this: how long do you think this show could go for? Like, do you
they
think
already
they
talked about
could?
season 2.
But do you think they could go far enough to tie into Game of Thrones
I
in
feel
like
they
a
could.
Star Wars, Rogue One to A New Hope type shit? They could do it.
I feel like they could go all the way down if they wanted to. They could go all the way down to Aegon, the Mad King.
Mm-hmm.
Show him doing like his stuff because we get very little of actually his reign
Yep.
and how he was the Mad King and what happened and him saying burn them all of that. That would be intriguing. And then even when she says like from my bloodline will come you know, the heir to the throne song, which is still stabbing my like side where it's like they didn't give justice to Jon Snow, but maybe they redeem it and connect it back to that, and then they set up.
I think they're making a
Snow series.
big play, man. I think Game of Thrones is gonna, in the big picture of things in the next 10, 20 years, is gonna be like a small era of the bigger universe. Because the Jon Snow, I think there's gonna be so much that they resolve with him, because it's after Game of Thrones. We're getting this. I hear there's another prequel potentially happening. Like, I might be.
I want to see a prequel.
Misguided, but I think I saw something like 1,000 years in the past. Like,
yeah,
there's some.
well, I think it's the First of Men. Like, I want to see
First
like
of
how
Men?
whatever it's called. But you know when they talk about like
Mhm.
I really like the lore of like, hey, this is the beginning of Westeros. I like the Old Valyria. Like, if they had based in Old Valyria, like I would like that personally to see that and see them kind of growing in their old kingdom, or even their travels to Westeros and how Westeros started, and the native old men and like the kind of prophecies
Yeah.
that we saw, like kind of tying back when you have those things. I like seeing the origination of that, kind of like a Hobbit, Lord of Rings type thing. I would love that.
This universe is so rich to be able to do that already so soon off of just the 8-season show is crazy. Like, there's so much they can do here, and they're gonna do. Dude.
I love the dragons too. Like, so one thing
Yes,
I
and we
kinda
saw
miss
the
from Game of
biggest
Thrones-
one last night too.
Yeah. I really do like the dragon. They didn't shy away. They could have went back to when like the Dark Dread was there, and you could see more of that conquer side of the Targaryens. And I'm still okay if they do that eventually, and I could see that. I'd be cool with that. But I'm liking that it's not like, oh, we only have 3 dragons left, 4 dragons left in all of us. So like, no, we can see a bunch of dragons. We can see them doing flames. When I saw, I think it's episode 3, when it's the Second Sons, and Daemon just does the false, he does the fake white flag, the fake surrender, and just goes berserk. And then, what is it? Sir Leon, the one that marries Rhaenyra, later comes in with the dragon, burns down, and then he just drags the Crab King, and just, I love that. Because then it's like, okay, are you setting up this big bad to be the big bad, or is he just like, okay, cool, great, he's not like the big bad that we're gonna have to wait a full season to fight? Like, they fought him, murked him.
Dude, I was just thinking about last night too. I feel like they're doing little side missions quickly, like resolving them, getting to them. We're not getting too many side characters. Everything is pretty contained. And even if they go off to the side a little bit, it's like quickly pays off when we're moving along with the story, like we've been saying. Which Game of Thrones made the mistake of doing these side missions and then just
getting lost in them.
You're getting lost in them. So it seems
and then not paying credit to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, if you get lost in a mission and then it pays service, so like for example, if Arya got lost in that whole season with learning to use faces, and then it became more of a thing during Game of Thrones, I'd be like, cool. Like, I don't even know if her family knows she can do that.
Right.
Like, it's like that should be a thing,
Hmm.
Um, and so if they do side missions, I'm not against that, but it's like, don't make them pointless. Don't make them seem so like important, right? And then it's like, okay, all done.
Right.
Yep, it's mission accomplished. No, I like, and if they are fast ones, cool, fast, cool. We saw how badass Damon is. I know a lot of people were critiquing that casting of him, of was it Matt Smith or whatever his name is?
Is
Um,
he from Morbius?
yeah,
I
he's in
keep
Morbius.
fucking seeing the clip of him dancing, and I'm like, that's from Morbius, right?
Yeah,
Because
it's
I
in
will
Morbius.
never watch that movie. You never ended up seeing it either, right?
No, so
You were
me
on
and
the
Mel.
hype train, bro.
No, so me and Mel went to go play it the other day.
Oh, really?
She wanted to watch it, and I was like, okay, whatever. I mean, it's on Netflix, I think, or something like that. And so we went to go play it, and I'm pretty sure I fell asleep. Like, not even like, I was probably tired or something. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I know that we started it,
I'm
and I watched some of it,
tired.
and then
You
I just,
mean
yeah,
garbage?
and I'm a Jared Leto fan. I just, man, I don't know what they were thinking when they made that movie. Just poor choices, and it has potential. Like,
Sony, dude. Sony.
I'm all for the potential, but like they keep on slacking on those things. But yeah, so I know that people were worried about his casting and even like the hair colors. I think it's all badass.
I didn't know about any of that, and I disagree with all of them because I think he's great. I think across the board, through and through, I love everybody, and I love all of the casting. I have strong
well done.
feelings about each character, and to me, that means I'm immersed as fuck. And I'm not thinking
yeah.
about the actors. I'm just invested in these characters and the plot and everything that's happening. So, yeah. I love them. I love everyone's casting across the board.
The fight scenes, the cinematography, I think, are even a progression up from Game of Thrones so far.
Yeah,
Obviously, there
for
hasn't been
sure.
like as high stakes as battles as we've had in Game of Thrones, but like hand in hand, man. Some of these fight scenes, the cinematography they've done, and then you see something, you're like, okay, that was in Game of Thrones. This scene, this is where they did that. This is where they did that, and I'm like, cool. That's
Isn't
so
their
badass.
budget like 20 million an episode or something like that? It's something
don't know.
ridiculous, fam. Can you check on that? Because those numbers came out. I'm pretty sure it's like 20 million an episode, and Game of
wouldn't surprise
Thrones
me.
was like less than 10, maybe around 8, roughly around there. So think about that, and what they had the budget for season 1, episode 1 of Game of Thrones compared to now. Like, that's a lot of shit. Popping in on the scene.
Popping in real quickly. 20 million per episode.
Called it.
Jesus. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm
it
not
makes sense,
usually
man.
good with numbers, but I got that one.
Nah, I mean, it makes sense too, and that's a good number to memorize. Like 20 million per episode. It's not a little, it's a crap ton of money, but it makes sense. Like, you see that set, you see the design. You don't have that like excuse of like, oh, the Dark Knight battle is super dark. That's why your screens, like your TVs. I'm like, bro, I've seen it on 4K TVs. I've seen it on 1080. I've seen it on 7. Like, I've brightened it myself. It looks bad. I've seen it on my phone. I couldn't see shit. It was super dark.
They
And
didn't put enough money in the budget for lighting. That's what happened. Literally, that's
Yep.
what happened.
I mean,
Or
didn't
they
have
just
enough
don't know
editors.
how to light. No, they just didn't know how to
Yeah.
light the scene.
Yeah,
Probably
maybe. I
on
mean,
the
they messed
day
up so
when
many
they were
things.
shooting, it was too fucking dark, and in post, they couldn't do anything about it. It was just too damn dark.
Yeah, because when I tried to brighten it myself to like make it better for me watching it, it came out super like grainy and terrible. Like, it shouldn't be that way. All the fight scenes so far have been looking great. That scene in this, I think it was this last episode where you see the kids and the like all together with the dragons, and they bring out the pig,
Yeah.
the fake dragon.
Yeah.
That looks great. And even when he goes in the dark to see the other dragon, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this looks fire. All of it looks great. Cinematography wise looks great. I love that they're all like learning how to deal with their dragons and saying Dracarys, and they all kind of do it different ways and such. I like the reference. So did you pick up on this? Like, for example, in Game of Thrones, Ned, when he discovers that the kids are probably not Rob's kids, like the Baratheons, he was noticing that they're all blonde, and he was looking through the book. It's like, father of this, black hair, black hair, black hair, black hair, and there's like Rob, black hair, and then his kids are all blonde, and he's like, something's off. She's screwing out with Jamie. The same thing is kind of happening now, but the opposite. So instead of being blondes, they're all brunette, and it's very obvious. I'm under the impression it's like, cool. I get that you want to, screw around. Your husband's gay, like he wants to screw men, you want to screw other guys, but you don't have to get pregnant by those other guys. That was my big concern. I was like, can you not just have sex, not get pregnant by the other guy?
He
then,
clearly can't deliver or just refuses not to. And
I'm
she was
sure
like, man, I need to do something then. And I need to prove an heir to secure my place.
I feel like there's ways, bro. I feel like there was a.
Listen, I think it's
graphic, I feel like
bullshit.
there was a
I
way.
think it's bullshit too. I think the excuse is ridiculous. Like, how has he not provided yet? Just fucking demand him.
Yeah,
Literally, it's
like,
that easy.
Or it's like, hey, bring your boo thing in bed.
Yeah,
in the
right
moment you're
there.
about
We
to
said
go.
the same thing. Right at
Like,
the
right in the
moment,
moment.
switch places.
Exactly, bro. Just a little whoop. There you go. Just
The
go in a
stakes
cup.
are
I don't
too
know.
high, dude.
There's just too many options out there for me to think of that I'm like, so really, you couldn't find one way to get these kids with
Right.
some blonde hair.
Right.
'Cause it doesn't mean
Instead,
you
let's
don't,
just have 3 bastard children. Yeah, I agree.
Clearly bastard children.
Clearly.
Like, very apparently not. Like,
very
like
bastardly.
and the fact that, like, the king and Alicent, who has a different hair color, come out with the blondest white kids ever, and then you have 2 blonde people having kids with brown hair, is the biggest red flag in the freaking
The
world.
genes are too strong, dude. And the Targaryens is too strong. And the Valyrians
And yet she
too.
still wasn't able to give freaking blonde kids. I get if she did the first kid, like her first boy was like, came out, shit, brown hair. I guess we have to, like, not do this anymore and not have kids like this. Cool. 3 kids though?
Yeah.
You messed up 3 times, bro?
And
That's
then
just
last
too much.
night her hubby died, right? He died in the fire.
Yeah. Her
along with-
husband, or her boo thing, and her
Puthing's
his
dad.
dad. Yeah, and then what's her
Rough.
face died too, killed herself with the fire. That was intense. So I was under the impression they couldn't burn, but is it only Targaryens that can't burn and they can?
We were having that same discussion last night. And the thing is, in the book, it's different. She doesn't die that way. She dies on her way to the dragon to take one final ride, and she dies. This one,
How?
they chose to have her get all the way to the dragon and then beg and plead to be lit on
kill her in
fire.
the-
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It must be a Targaryen thing. Oh, Valyrians
Only
must-
Targaryens, not Valyrians.
It must be. Must be.
Yeah, because even like earlier in the scene, right? They're both riding, and she says Dracarys, and then Daemon goes through the fire, and he's fine. So obviously he doesn't get burnt, and we've proven that.
That's
and
probably the
Daenerys
confirmation.
wasn't. So only Targaryens don't get burnt in fire, but then even then, like the kid who went down to the
Ooh.
dragons, he didn't get burnt. It was concerning that he was down in the fire too. So it's like, I don't know. It's weird. It's
They
a
might
weird.
be they might be setting something up there, especially if they've set it up and then already paid it off with choosing to kill her differently and show that Valyrians will die through fire.
Fire.
Maybe there's a point to the fact that they're putting that in there, like they're setting up something bigger in the season potentially. Just
I'm
theorizing
not sure.
here on the
Did you ever
spot.
read like the stuff? Did you ever read the books? I know
No.
there's like books and they're not saying fully true to
No,
it, but I never read any of
hear
that.
Twitter and TikToks
Yeah,
and
yeah. I see this
YouTube
stuff, but I never.
what they say, but I have not read anything. No, I kind of want to, but the books are beefy as fuck. I hear.
Yeah, I've heard the same. I'd rather just watch it and see how they go too, and then maybe
Yeah.
later. Because also, like,
Yeah.
you could read that and then be super expected of one thing, and then they go completely different directions, like as they have.
Especially if they're investing so much in the film stuff, like we're gonna get fed a lot of content here.
Yeah, so I'd rather just take it as it comes.
Yeah, that's what
How
she
do you
said.
like? Apparently not Rhaenyra. She just wants to.
Jesus.
How did you feel about like the transition? I loved that transition of like the first seconds of the episode 6, where it just shows her being pregnant
Raw
and then
dogging
walking.
it, dude. Like they didn't.
Yep.
They just went straight to it and then didn't
Yep.
even say nothing. I mean,
And
eventually
showing how much.
they dropped like the 10 years thing, but
Sure, yeah.
straight into it. Didn't give a fuck. No flashbacks.
Nope.
Chef's kiss.
Just
Loved
straight.
it. Ballsy.
Loved it. Love the scene. I like how she still looks similar to like her mother. So like it's because like you
Yep.
see the first, and it kind of reflects her mother when we first see her mom being pregnant with I forget the name of the dead baby, but the baby that was supposed to be born, and then they both die, right? So I love that, like the symbolism there, like kind of mirroring, and then showing how different in these last 10 years Alicent became. Like she used to be kind of friendly and kind of nice, and I honestly don't get why she's so bitchy right now.
Listen,
Like, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit if someone's
listen,
sleeping around? Like, it's so
bro.
stupid.
I agree. I'm not as passionate as you are right now, but
It's just
she's
weird
making
to me, bro.
she's making plays. That's what she's doing. She started playing
No, he's
chess.
making enemies. He's making enemies.
Not until the end of this last episode did she fuck up, where this guy now has her on blackmail and then killed those people and basically has
True.
that against her. So, but before then, she was chilling. She started making plays, you know. I mean, she's starting to play chess. She has her kids there that are in line for the throne potentially if Rhaenyra wasn't going to be the next queen. So, I think she's just trying to make plays and just trying to do anything to help her case and help her family.
I don't know. I think it's a dumb play. Personally, I'm like, it doesn't make sense to
But
me.
she's been at work more than Rhaenyra has been, because Rhaenyra hasn't been doing shit for 10 years, clearly, to advance her position, like we've been talking about with the bastard kid. Like, she hasn't done anything to help secure her spot.
Well, we don't know what she's done, like, politically, but yeah,
So
it
far,
doesn't help.
it seems like
doesn't help.
she has how many bastard kids?
3 kids, yeah.
Her and her boo thing are like not even talking. He's not even around. The streets all murmur about her, and then now the queen's got a few fucking Targaryen kids. Now, you know, she's got Aegon, who's just chilling there, who eventually I think we know is important in the eventual part of this story. So she's making plays. She's making plays.
Definitely interesting.
But she's got an attitude for sure.
Yeah, she has an attitude. I don't get her attitude, man. It kind of pisses me off. Maybe I have a thing against bitchy people, but like, it's just, I gotta be so bitchy, man. Just
Yeah, she's got a thing about it.
Yeah. But I'm enjoying it. I'm very intrigued of what's gonna happen next episode and the death of the king, which eventually will come, right? So like, what's going to happen? I imagine there's gonna be like a lot of internal fighting, right? Where you're gonna have like the fight for the throne, and she didn't accept the offer yet of like marrying the daughter, the thing. And this, I know this is a fake thing, but I was just talking about this about the royal family when I was talking about the queen dying. I was like, they're all inbreds anyways, and it's literally the same thing as Game of Thrones. It's just all inbred, like
Same shit.
freaking Alabama is kind of like royalty, you know? Like Sweet Home Alabama is just like royalty. It's like, hey, we all mess around with our brothers, we keep the bloodline pure. Like, I don't.
Which is what Rhaenyra should be doing with Daemon, though. That should have been the play.
That would have been a smart play. I don't understand the whole like, I want to leave, and then
Bro, he could have not. He could not. His wife said it before she died on the horse. She was like, "Of course you." Something about coming. Like,
I know you couldn't finish.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel like, I mean, he gave kids to the other lady, and it seemed like he really did love her.
I don't know. Maybe he, it took him a while to get to it.
Maybe it did seem like he definitely loved the sister of
For sure.
what's her face.
For
Yeah,
sure,
like-
but he was pretty emotionless. I mean, we're gonna see the funeral, I think, in the next episode, but
Yeah.
I don't know if he was sobbing, and I don't know if he was quick to not kill her there to an effort to save the baby, of course, but still.
But he didn't like.
He was
didn't
thinking
offer
about it.
that. Yeah, he thought about. I mean, it's always that decision, right? It's like your kid versus your.
But he never
mother.
decided. He never audibly said yes or no. He was just kind of in
True,
thought
true.
the whole time. It was a while.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the right to think, but still.
Yeah.
And
I
he
mean,
wasn't
he did ask
sobbing to his knees when she was getting lit.
when she was getting lit on fire. Yeah. I mean, he did want a simple life. He didn't like. It doesn't seem like he wanted to go back to the throne and stuff. I wonder if this is going to push him through the edge.
Of course it is, because she challenges him in the episode, which is basically the setup. And that now she's dead, he's going to be like, I have to avenge her and her wishes for me to have more passion in my life and pursue bigger things or some shit. He's got the motivation now.
I like him. He's my favorite. I think he's my favorite character, to be honest.
He's the most complex for sure. He's the most unexpected.
He's like an anti-hero. And
for sure.
He's like, there's no villains for me to attach to that I like. They're like people I don't like that weird, the brother that killed his brother and dad, that guy. Forget his name.
Oh, don't
names, man.
don't even
The one
ask
who's
me
black-
about
the
names,
one-
bro. Leave me alone.
Laris or whatever. Laris, I think. The one who's blackmailing the queen now. Him.
Yeah.
Weirdo. He's
Didn't he have a
like,
limp?
he's just,
And now he
yeah, I
doesn't
think
have a
he's
limp?
I don't know. It seems like he has a cane. He has like a cane with like a beetle on it or something.
Okay.
Yeah. he's like a
Oh yeah, I think
bad
they
character,
announced
but I don't like him.
his sigil is the Firefly officially
Is that what it
today.
is? Firefly. Okay. I like sigils too, by the way. That whole idea of sigils is really cool to me.
Fire. I have one
Yeah. What's your sigil?
right there.
Oh, I see. The rocket. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. I thought you were just gonna say like your last name actually had a sigil. I was like, oh damn, really? You got one for your family?
No, bro,
Like
it's that
I'm
rocket.
super big into I'm big into like the saint name, and you know this
Mhm.
like the whole eyes, and I mean, shoot, I don't know how many eye rings I can get at this point. And like S's on my things and such, but I really like that about Game of Thrones and like setting up families and like bloodlines, not the incest, not that stuff, but like like hey, you're great, great, great. I think that's really cool, and
Yeah,
I think it's a cool concept, but avoiding the incest, obviously.
definitely avoid the incest at all causes.
Costs.
At all
Yeah.
costs.
But yeah, man, I'm excited. What do you think? One of the things that I'm interested in is this going to be like have a point? Right? So like Game of Thrones, the point was who's going to finally end up on the throne.
Right.
I guess is like kind of the point.
We're waiting for
Are
the
we
king
gonna
to
beat
die,
this?
dude. That's what we're doing. We're just fucking waiting. Because as soon as he dies, shit's gonna hit the fan.
True. I just don't know what the point of like if there's like a true north or if it's just like we're watching this for the
I
experience.
think
You know what I'm saying?
I think eventually the true north could be the Mad King. Like on some walking, they're just slowly building it up, going through the Targaryen timeline.
Mm,
So I think the whole point is the whole bloodline, the whole timeline, up to potentially the Mad King.
that's true. That could be pretty accurate.
So it's like a
I'm
big,
intrigued.
it's gonna be a big
What?
payoff, big play, many
Did you
seasons.
see it? Did you see what I sent you about season 2, where they're talking to Elizabeth Olsen to be joining?
I heard about that. Yeah, you sent
Yeah,
that to me.
Elizabeth Olsen, and I forget who else. It was someone else too. And I was like, oh, freak yeah! Like if they get, I forget who it was. I forget who the guy was. It was Elizabeth Olsen and some guy. I can't remember who, but I'm super excited about that. And you know the kid who plays Aegon in the series.
Mm-hmm.
He's Jesus man, I wish I was better with names.
No shot, dude.
He's another famous actor's son who plays Doctor Who, and Matt Smith, whose
Okay.
name plays Doctor Who too. I just forget his name. He's in Harry Potter. He's in a bunch of movies. He's a British actor, but
First
he's his
time
son,
seeing
which
him for me.
the kid, yes, but the dad. So his
God.
dad is famous actor. So I thought it was kind of cool. Like I don't know if this is his debut acting, but like his dad's like a really renowned actor, and then his son's like in arguably one of the biggest series right now. I haven't even looked into the Lord of the Rings one. Like series
Haven't
yet.
even nothing. I haven't even heard anything about it. I've heard that people are very upset and that they're changing the lore potentially. Somebody said that in my stream the other day. I don't know if that's true, but I haven't dude, Twitter is just dead with Lord of the Rings. I don't hear anything. Nothing. TikTok, nothing. Which is surprising because the budget was massive. It's Amazon
Poor
Prime
timing.
and it's Lord
I
of
think
the
it's poor timing.
It's definitely poor timing. Game of Thrones is dominating the TV show market right now. All streaming market.
I wonder if they were trying to make it like a competition, and they thought that was going to build more people.
Yeah, or
And it
maybe
just
they thought
backfired.
oh, well, if you like Game of Thrones, you definitely like Lord of the Rings, and that
Yeah.
people they could bank off of the marketing of House of Dragons, but I don't think it's paying off, dude. I'm pretty sure the numbers are shit for them right
it's
now.
definitely- Game of Thrones is the Game of Thrones House of the Dragon is literally hitting record after record for numbers,
Mhm.
and they're not doing that. I think they, like a lot of things, they were like, okay, we can compete with them, we can play this because they saw it.
Mhm.
I think if I was the person like behind it, I would have been like, cool. We have arguably one of the biggest shows. It's like if Breaking Bad released something. I'm not going to release on the same freaking week that Breaking Bad releases a new freaking sequel or something. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to do it after, or even towards the end of it, or something, or do it sooner. Like they announced they're going to come out. Cool. I'm going to do it faster so we get ours in ahead of theirs. Doing it at the same time, terrible timing, because people don't have the capacity to do both, and you're going to divide your audience. And I feel like they thought the fan base behind Lord of the Rings was going to be behind this movement more of the new series, and they just overshot their step. Because
I don't even know if I knew through the marketing what is even fucking happening in Lord of the Rings and what their plan is. I don't even know when it takes place, what the overall plot is. I
Yeah.
don't really know shit, to be honest.
And it's tough too. I was actually talking to, so I have a buddy at work who is watching it, and he said it's been all right. But it's like, one thing I mentioned is it's so tough for you to take arguably one of the best trilogies ever
Hmm.
and then try to make a show from it. You know, where it's like Star Wars has hit or misses. So when you do the shows, like, you're not comparing it to the movies and be like, this is trash,
Mhm.
right? It's a little bit more leniency. But when Lord of the Rings, which is such a respected franchise, till today, you watch those movies, they're old, and you see just beauty, like perfect, effects and everything. And you're watching, and it's just so vast and cherished. And then you try to make a series, you have to do like it very good justice.
Let me ask you
and
a
you
question.
have to know that the people are gonna like trash it. The true fans are gonna be very critical of it.
Do you think that potentially they made a mistake by ending the Lord of the Rings trilogy and not going for a 4, and for a 5, for a 6? Because to build a bigger universe, you need more than just a trilogy. So if they went maybe the Star Wars route or the Harry Potter, or now we're
I mean, they did The Hobbit. They have The Hobbit.
yeah, but it was called The Hobbit, and the marketing is The Hobbit, and it's a prequel trilogy. It's not Lord of the Rings something.
Yeah.
You
Not
know,
like Star Wars where they did, episode, and they
The
even
Skywalker
named
saga.
the prequels 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
exactly. If they had just gone off of that, maybe same characters, or even not, to flash forward to 100 years, even and have maybe some reoccurring characters, I think maybe that strategy would have paid off for them more in the long run. Especially people aren't like flocking to this. There's got to be a reason.
True.
That, like you're saying, they should be a little bit stronger over there, like that people.
I wonder
who
if it's
love
like
Lord of the Rings.
they put so much emphasis on the trilogy itself,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't kind of like attach it to anything else, although it's in the lore, that maybe that shot themselves in the foot. It's an interesting thing. I don't know. It's when you have something so beloved and then you try to mix in like the marketing, it's very tough to do it right. I mean, I'm a huge critic of Star Wars. The last 3 episodes I think are terrible. Hate them. The shows have been pretty good. Some hit or misses, but I still watch it. Andor's, I'm gonna watch Andor. I haven't started it yet.
Me
It
neither.
came out, right?
Yeah,
It started last week. Came out last week, I think. Haven't started yet, but I want to give it due diligence. I think it's all about the setup and how you first introduce it.
Mm-hmm.
She-Hulk, for example, I haven't caught up with it because after I saw
either.
She-Hulk,
I fell
after
off.
after I saw the way that they were treating the Hulk and she was being this like character, I was like, I can't.
The only thing is that I know Daredevil shows up, so it's like, fuck, man. Like,
I heard negative things about how they're doing Daredevil. I heard that they're making Daredevil bad in that too. So it makes me like the things I see are like they're disrespecting Daredevil in this. They're disrespecting a lot of things, and I'm like, I do not want to see this. The second I saw her twerk, I was done.
Yeah, but
second I
the
saw her
Marvel
twerk, I was
haters
done.
are also very loud. They're also very
Sure.
loud.
I'm not a huge Marvel hater.
I
I'm a
didn't
big
hate
Marvel fan.
She-Hulk. First 2 episodes were like, okay, like, if I get to the third, I didn't hate it. I wasn't like, this fucking blows. It's like maybe a 7.3 or something.
I wasn't feeling it.
I think you're being a little harsh.
Again, I will say, this is live, so I don't know who's watching, but I might fall into the people where I'm like, you're making it all about this girl, and oh my gosh, you don't know what I'm going through. I'm a woman. I get catcalled. That's how I contain myself. I'm always angry. Shut up. You can't say
Bro,
that.
maybe
in
that's
one
the story
episode,
they want to tell.
And then in the next
That's the
episode,
type
have her
of
twerking,
person. Sure.
And then the next episode she's twerking. You can complain about catcalling and say that what keeps you calm and you twerk. No, I
Sure.
don't.
Maybe she's a walking,
I don't want to be
contradiction.
preached at. No, I don't want to be preached at by
Who's
She-Hulk.
preaching? You think you feel preached at?
Yeah, I feel preached at.
I didn't get to the twerking episode, but I can tell you from episode 1 and 2, I definitely never felt preached at.
No, the whole scene where she's meditating, she's like, "Listen, Bruce, the reason why I'm calm is because I'm catcalled, and I'm that, and then that, and then that, and then that." It sounds like a lot of BS to me. Where I'm like, "Okay, give me another freaking story." Oh my god, when did I sign up to be preached at? From
I definitely
like
never
the
felt preached at.
female-
Maybe you're just
the female
sensitive about the
issues.
subject, maybe, potentially. I definitely never felt preached at. Bro, if that
I felt-
person feels that way, then okay, and move on. It's not
But
for
I
you.
could be wrong. I also didn't watch Miss Marvel.
Didn't watch it either. I
Like,
watched the
it
post-credit
seems-
scene, though, with
one
Captain
with-
Marvel.
Coming up, yeah.
That's probably what I'm going to do with Daredevil, like Daredevil scenes. in She-Hulk.
Just do like a full like YouTube compilation where it's like every time Daredevil pops up.
But then
apparently they have tons of characters popping up. Like Wong's in it right now. Freaking, they're
Wong's
showing
in
up a bunch of
everything
people.
now.
It's the Wong universe, but like he pops up, like a bunch of characters who have like things. So they're setting up a lot in She-Hulk, which I think is interesting. I just wish it was more engaging for me. It just wasn't engaging. Loki, super engaging. WandaVision, super engaging. Even freaking What If, it was slow and I still felt more engaged than I do now. And I don't know what it is, but I just can't engage with She-Hulk. The CGI isn't there.
Yeah, because
Again, it does a lot,
maybe here's a theory I'm coming up with on the spot. Maybe it's doing origin stories in a show is not working for them. Like Miss Marvel, like She-Hulk, introducing new characters like Daredevil, stuff like that. Maybe
instead of doing like a story.
Yeah,
already.
characters that in the middle of their story, characters we're familiar with. That obviously helps, right? Going into a show, already knowing someone. Hawkeye was the only one that maybe doesn't fit that, because for me, Hawkeye, I didn't stick to very much. I kind of
watch
felt,
all of it?
Yeah,
I watched all of it. You didn't watch all of it? I watched
No.
all of it. I watched all
I
of it.
watched the first
And
episode.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh no, I watched the entire thing. When I saw freaking Kingpin pop up, I was excited. When I
I
saw,
heard
like, all
about that, but it was like same thing for me
references.
right now with Daredevil. It's like I might just look up the scenes, kind of thing. Although I love that actor, and I love
What's his
Kingpin.
name? What's his name?
Dude, come on, bro. Don't ask me about names. No. Oh wait. No.
It's something. It's it's something to my. It's like DeVito or something.
Yeah,
but I have no
yeah,
idea.
but
Main
no.
Yeah.
Kingpin.
Kingpin actor.
Willem
Yeah,
Dafoe.
DeVito.
Imagine.
Vincent
No, William Dafoe.
D'Onofrio.
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 Vincent
It's something, you know.
D'Onofrio.
It's something, you know. That's what I'm talking about.
D'Onofrio, you know.
Yeah, I knew it was like a name like this, you know.
Dude, I
something
need to
that
go
we-
back to Italy. Oh my god.
I need to go back to Boston. I want to go back to those freaking Italian joints we went to. Some good
Delicious.
Italian food, bro. Love good Italian food.
Delicious.
But yeah, all in all, quick recap. Marvel right now, not popping for me. I'm not excited for a lot of it.
No.
So, not the shows. The movies, yes. The only show I'm excited for right now is Loki Season 2. Game of Thrones, definitely excited. Enjoying that. There's no other show I think I'm watching that I'm excited about right now. Is there any other shows you're watching?
I think I'm getting overwhelmed by the side missions, dude. Just
From Game of Thrones?
no, from fucking Marvel. That's what they're doing.
Oh, Marvel.
The
Yeah, side missions, all these things.
just like give me Kang and give me that setup and let's fucking go.
You know
That's what
I
they
think
need
it
to
is?
change.
They gave us a masterpiece of shows when it came to like back to back to back. Even though Hawkeye wasn't the best, like they were really great shows that kept you going. And then it's like, well, here's these shows that don't live up to that. They should have done those first. The interest would have been fresh in them. I would have watched them, and then I would have held. Even if I didn't like them, I would have held on just to try to get through. And then when I got into like Loki, it would have stuck. It would have stuck on me anyways. WandaVision would have stuck on me anyways.
I don't think
The
they
way-
backed it up with a movie fast enough. A movie that had a bang to it. Because all these movies, I don't know if they had a WandaVision kind of felt flat a little bit. Had moments. Thor, chill, you know, chill.
Yeah.
Coming off of those fantastic shows, I was hoping for a fucking banger, man. If you're gonna only start doing these movies rarely and just doing all these shows, I need bangs, dude. I don't need like. I love the comedy
Yeah.
flicks, but I don't know if that's the way you back it up, especially those incredible seasons that we had of WandaVision, Loki. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
man.
that was the play. Less shows, more movies. Marvel, that's what you need to work on.
I mean, speaking of Loki, by the way, I just want to make sure that everyone knows you have your Spider-Man. I have my Thanos copter now, right here, ready to go.
So
Let me see.
cool.
Let's see if
I-
you can see it.
I want to see him better. Same with my Spider-Man. He's just so small that you can't like even fucking see him, basically.
Can you see it now a bit more? You see it says like Thanos right there.
Yeah, I can see the Thanos writing.
Yeah. No, yeah, I feel you there. It's disappointing because I have like Marvel in such a high regard. They're still doing stuff, and I'm sure there's still audiences for it. I'm sure they're still doing fine. It's just again, I have them in such a high regard
Yeah.
that I'm like, I want more. I'm excited for Quantumania. I'm pretty sure Kang's in that like heavily. And that's the thing, like we were introduced to Kang as like the one at the end or whatever it's called, in Loki. That was like over a year ago, bro.
Mhm.
Like, you know, that's crazy. That was over a year ago, and yet we have yet to see him again. So it's kind of like all this excitement, and then just like, okay, you built me up. I'm excited. I want to see that. Like if they had done that and then released a movie that connected to Kang right after, it doesn't have to be heavily. It would have been like a perfect hit, you know? And they would have stacked it up. It seems like they're building it doesn't seem like they're building up my like excitement the right way that they should, where they
Mm.
could build it up better. Have these more comedy filled or mundane storylines mixed in, but don't build me up and then give me a bunch of boring. And then I have to wait God knows when to see Kang again. God knows when to be excited again, you know? It gives too much time in between for me,
Yeah.
which I want it now. Where like not like I'm impatient because I get that it can come off impatient, but it's just the way you lay it out. It's kind of like hyping you up and then being like, you know, build. I think of like music. You're building a beat drop. You're like, and
Yeah.
then you didn't do the beat drop, and then it's like, all right, man, I'm already like,
I agree, but I don't think anything's crashed. I don't think anything is dead. I don't think maybe it's
no,
not
it's not bad at all.
ideal, but we know we saw at the panel Comic-Con,
Mhm.
big plan, long
Oh, tons of stuff
play
coming.
is gonna pay off. We're just in the part where it takes a little time. We gotta be patient, enjoy what we can, and if some shit don't miss or don't hit, then whatever. But
Yeah.
we know the big plan, and the big plan's gonna
Oh,
pay off, dude. It's gonna fucking pay
I'm
off.
still gonna watch all the movies. I'm still gonna watch Loki 2, season 2, whatever show that comes up that might be more exciting if they do the, you know, full fledged Daredevil, and certain shows. I'm gonna watch it. It's just I'm still gonna be picky on shows. They're gonna be certain. I thought it was gonna be a thing where I was gonna watch every Marvel show, and now I've come to the realization where it's not every Marvel show that I'm probably gonna watch. I think there's enough out there where I'm not gonna watch every one. I thought at the beginning when I saw this, and I was
Same.
so excited
Everyone.
and fresh. I was like, I'm gonna watch every single one. She-Hulk, yes. This one, yes. Where I might just watch like the highlights of She-Hulk, the highlights of Miss Marvel. Insert another movie, I might watch the highlights of that. But
Just
the
too
movies, the
much,
big blockbusters, I'm
man.
gonna watch.
And because Disney's been coming out the gate with the Marvel shit, they're also doing it with Star Wars. The
lot.
universes all around us right now are being expanded.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. They're definitely trying to get like every option. Like Andor, I think Andor's cool. I just wasn't as excited probably that you were, just because it's like, man, I'm already like,
No, dude, I wasn't that excited either. Like, I don't mind it. I hear it's gonna be fantastic. It's from the creators of Rogue One, so it's gonna be a dope political, low, boots on the ground, lots of talking type shit, scheming.
yeah,
But you know, I don't know if that's the time period I want to really invest a lot of time in right now. Unfortunately,
true.
they
Also-
keep doing that thing that we talk about with Star Wars, is that they're just focusing for some reason on the things that I don't know I want to be filled in on right now. I either want to
You see
move
the
forward or
cartoon?
give me like the moments. I know there are other Vader moments that happen that we haven't seen. I know there's other Mandalorians is headed in that direction, stuff like that. But you know what I mean.
Did you see the
overall,
cartoon
bro.
I sent you? What's the name of the cartoon that they're doing? I forget the name of it.
Something Jedi. Oh,
Like Tales of the Jedi, I think.
Tales of the Jedi. Nice.
Yeah, is it that one? I think it's that one.
Yes,
I think
that's
it's that
it. 100%. Yes.
That
I watched the
one
trailer again.
looks exciting.
Mhm.
That one looks exciting. I'm excited for Tales of the Jedi because then it shows Count Dooku back in the day. It shows Ahsoka. I think there's a scene which I'm ready for where it shows Ahsoka like in the background of Leia, Padme's funeral.
Mm.
That's like the scenery there. And so you see that, you see a couple more things that I'm like, cool. Young Dooku would be cool. Younger Yoda would be cool. Things that we want to see, and it's not like a series where you have to set it up. It's kind of like What If.
Anime Swindle.
Yeah, like oh, younger. What? Like you get some instant like gratification of like, okay, we want them to see this. I don't need you to build me up. I don't need you to show me like a Mace Windu series that's gonna take 5 like episodes to get to what I want. Give me an episode in cartoon
Yes.
format. It's fine. I just want to get it.
Yes, and put them all together and just give us some fucking great content, man. We're gonna get everybody. We're gonna get everybody. It's like fucking Star Wars Avengers TV show.
Yeah, that's
It's
what I
really
want.
awesome.
That's what I'm excited for. But
And big moments, important time period. So we critiqued Marvel. We know where that's headed. Star Wars, that's dope. More of that, please.
yeah,
I
I'm
love
also
it.
eager to see how they will play out in the future, man. I still don't know how they're gonna play out. Because right now, even with that, they're still doing the past.
Mm-hmm.
And even with like the shows, I've yet to see something going in the future. and I'm very curious how they're ever gonna go to the future. Like, what are your future plans? But Marvel, we critique when we do things, but they're going in the future. They're not going backwards.
Well, the
Right.
most obvious thing is to pick up where Rey ended off on 9.
True.
If it's not her story, pick up the fact that the way of the Jedi is dead now, right? That there's a new order coming of some sorts.
Yeah.
So that's the next way. The balance of the Force. That's the next trilogy. It has to be.
Yeah. I feel like they're gonna go backwards still. Because again, I'm not anti the idea of seeing
But
how
when
the
they
Sith
do,
and Jedi
I'm
started.
saying that's
Yeah, true.
that's
When
the
they go to the future.
direction. That's what they should pick up on. That's the most obvious thing to do. They could just fucking flip the script, realize that maybe 7, 8, 9 wasn't the right story to tell necessarily, and just correct it. Give us 10, 11, and 12, and just jump fucking go 100 years ahead or something, or 50, or whatever. But do something and have a plan this time for more than 3 movies. It's got to
Have the same director freaking direct them instead of a director per movie,
Yes,
and do a whole new vision, which is, again, I've never heard of a stupider idea than to get it's like, hey, let me get a tattoo. I want 3 people to touch the tattoo, and each person do a part of it, and not talk to each other about like what they're planning to do. Just wing it. You start one thing and you kind of take that vision and go run with it.
That's like someone who's like so creative who doesn't have like a cap on what limits are, and you're like, bro, that's a fucking horrible idea. You're like you're making this way too complicated. You're trying to be way too creative. You're trying to like throw paint at the wall and hope that it turns into magic. Like, what the fuck are you doing? There's a formula. We know how to build a big universe and how to build on some stories. Like, just chill the fuck out. Keep it simple and give us the right stories. That's what they need.
Experiment with TV shows. I'm fine with them experimenting on TV shows.
Yeah, I do too. I don't mind.
In movies, though,
I critique, but I'm still like, I'm happy about what's going on. I'm not thrilled, but I'm chilling. Star Wars is cool. Obi-Wan was cool. You know,
was great, man.
I don't know if it was great moments, good all the way through. Like some weird storytelling mistakes and like kind of things that were a little bit off, but great peaks.
The moments.
Great moments, dude. Great moments.
That's a tattoo, actually. You know how we started when we talked about tattoos?
Yeah, you mentioned
a tattoo I really want is that I'm What Remains Now, and just have him with this. I kind of want to do like almost like an anime style, like manga, where you have like the box and then his face kind of like bleeding out of the box, almost like a comic book, and that cracked helmet, and him just saying, Anakin is gone, I am what remains. Bro, I would, tattoo it today.
I told you when you told me that over the phone that I want to steal that idea and do it.
Oh, you're welcome to. I think it's literally
one of my what top remains now, dude.
No. Oh yeah, I listen to that as motivation, bro. Like, bro, I literally use that as my motivation. I'm like, no, he's dead, he's gone. Oh, bro, it's such a and the way they like pivoted from his voice, and Jesus Christ, James Earl Jones,
which by the way just officially retired, which I think is an amazing play. Yes, he's officially done doing the voice of Darth Vader. It is time for the fucking Hayden Christensen era, bro, as Darth Vader.
Do you think he can make the dark voice?
What do you mean? He did it throughout Obi-Wan. That was him.
Wasn't that it was him the entire time?
Yeah, he talked.
It was James Earl's
I think they did like a combination of it through post editing, but he was in the suit. Pretty sure he was doing the lines.
No, I know.
And they used part of his voice
really?
Through the vocal editing. I don't quote me on that, but I think that's what happened. That seems logical. But voice. Anyways, even if that's not exactly what they did, he is going to be. I don't think you pick another voice actor. Let Hayden Christensen do it, and let's live in that authentic lore that you've established with him. He is Vader now. It's his era. If you're going to tell those stories about when he was younger Vader, I need to hear that broken Anakin tone.
Yeah. I think, man, that's probably one of my favorites. Like, again, Obi-Wan probably in all isn't the best thing, but that scene specific, that fight with them, still probably one of my favorite moments in Star Wars. One of them, not the best favorite moment. I'm trying to think of what might be my other favorite moment, but one of my favorite moments. It's gonna be remembered. Like that scene right there is perfect for me. I still think that I don't understand how Vader and Anakin is like the chosen one, is all the strength, and he always constantly gets beat the shit out of him. Like I'm like, again, it's the prophecy type thing where you don't respect the prophet.
Hmm.
I want a movie where the chosen one is just a god. I really want a movie where, like, he's a chosen one, he's the strongest. Oh yeah, let's go fight him, and then they just wreck him. You know, kind of like what they do in Dragon Ball Z for the most part. Dragon Ball Z does do honor, from what I remember, as it's like he's the strongest, and they don't take that away from him.
Mm-hmm. They don't take it away from Goku ever. Goku is the motherfucking strongest, and he will always be the strongest, unless it's Gohan now. But like, yeah, without fail, he will fuck up everybody. He will win.
It's not like he consistently loses. Like you can't say that Darth, like Anakin's the strongest.
He doesn't lose.
He just consistently loses.
Undefeated.
You can't say Jon Snow is the heir to the throne. He does all these things, and he doesn't. Like that type of stuff pisses me off so much.
It's a good point,
because that's what real life is. Like real life, your mom can say you're the best and you lose. But in movies where there's a prophecy, it should happen. Like the Bible showed us the way.
Yeah.
You say these things and make it happen.
Yeah.
And then look, the book is here 2,000 years later. It's a whole religion. These movies and shows keep on messing up because they don't do that. They're like, let's make it different. I know he said it. He's the strongest and no one can beat him. But let's make everyone beat the shit out of this guy, even though no one should be able to beat him. Pisses me the hell off. He beat Obi-Wan in the most like dry, bland fight ever. In was that 1, 2, or technically 5, episode 5, the fight with Obi-Wan and Vader's at episode 4 or 5,
where he dies right in the beginning. Yeah, New Hope.
The remake of that fight is amazing.
Yeah,
it's much better, but
way better.
Yeah, way better.
Not fantastic, but way better. Yes.
I mean, they can't change it completely, but way better of a fight than what they showed us. And even then, it's like he allowed himself to lose. So it's like, Vader and Anakin were never the strongest because they've never won. You know, like it's super disrespectful to me. Again.
Yeah, we don't see enough of him winning, and especially even in Star Wars: The Jedi Fallen Order. When I play that game, he doesn't win. Like I escape. Like
isn't that aggravating? Like
That's why we need a Vader show where everything just goes his way the whole show.
Yep. I want him to wreck things. I really want to see a show or a movie where they do that justice. The same thing where it's like, okay, the villain trains 1,000,000 years, and then the hero comes up, and by the power of friendship, he just beats him in like 2 seconds with like a week of training. That's not realistic, and I want the villain to be crushed, or the hero to crush the villain. Yeah, the villain to crush the hero. Jesus, even I can't say it.
I follow you. I follow you.
So like conditioned by media, like it shouldn't make sense. And then if you have a chosen one, then make him the chosen one. And
I agree.
Once he's prepared, be just like what they did to Superman. As much as I think Superman's a little Wonder Bread, when he comes in, it's not like he's, I do think he's a Wonder Bread character. He's one of my least favorite superheroes. But
of course he is. That's so your personality. Superman is
just
so
Wonder Bread.
Superman.
No, he's not. He's a little Wonder Bread.
He's a little, but
everything. He's a Wonder Bread. It's literally Wonder Bread.
I disagree. Superman's pretty great. Batman is Wonder Bread. Batman is overrated, bro. I think Batman's overrated.
I mean, he is just an orphan he's an orphan who I will say again, I just think these heroes should just kill people. I'm like the Punisher, like even the Daredevil. I'm more of a fan of the Punisher because I'm like, yeah, at a certain point you can only put the guy in jail, and if he keeps on escaping from jail, you should murder him.
Yes.
That's the way to go.
Yes.
And the fact that these heroes don't murder, it's like, I mean, how many people did you ever watch what's a John Cena show?
No
Peacemaker?
idea. No.
They
I didn't watch it.
Like
I've heard of it, but I didn't watch it. I didn't watch the new Suicide Squad either, unfortunately.
You never watched it?
Heard it was fantastic.
It's on HBO. You should watch it.
I should watch it.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's on HBO. Really good. I enjoyed it. I watched it in theaters when it came out. And Peacemaker, in the series, not ruin anything for you, but he has a conversation with there's a conversation he has, and then they're comparing him to Batman. And it's like, oh, you're not a real superhero. Batman has like a league of villains. And he goes, well, I don't have a league of villains because I put them all under the ground. I kill them. And then he's like, well, that's not what a hero does. And he goes, how many people do you think that the Batman actually inadvertently is killing and hurting by not putting, a cap on these guys? Because every time he puts a Joker in jail, he escapes, knowing he's going to escape every single time, and kills a bunch of people. Yep. So really, he's an enabler.
Yeah.
He's allowing it. Like,
He's an
he's an enabler.
enabler.
He's as toxic as all the villains he says he's against.
Batman
like,
is an enabler. I agree, dude. That is the smartest
1000%.
thing you've ever said in your life.
I wish I was a hero, man. If I was a hero, if I could write my own comic, I'd
You'd
literally
kill
just make
everybody.
it where, like, yeah. So okay, we never got to touch upon this when you were talking about Red Dead Redemption.
What
you know,
a
you're talking
hero.
about how you were, you were talking about you were like a bad guy and you got like the worst thing.
Yes.
You still weren't far enough for me. Like, I wanted to touch on this because
I don't know if you watched the whole gameplay. I was, there were moments where I was pretty, but
sure.
You're
I would burn
expecting
every
rocket
single building.
launchers and shit, bro. They don't have that in Red Dead. You can't just like.
I'm not talking that.
It's single fire rifles, it's shovels, it's fucking basically
True.
swords, dude. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's not
and
like
guess
you
what I would
can't
do?
just get tanks and shit. GTA.
No, I'm not talking about the tools. Guess what I would do?
What?
I would grab dynamite and I would put it in the church. I'd put it in people's homes. It's a game. I would murder children, women, adults, married couples. I would do it everything I can't do in real life, I would do in that video game. I would tie people behind my horse and ride. I would literally blow out a dam and let the water flood a town. I would become the supervillain of us.
You should read the comments I got under that Red Dead video, because you and those people might need to be friends.
It's like GTA. Like, I think I've hit the limit of like GTA when I used to play it, where it's like they even can't like comprehend how much evil I want to do in that game. I'm like, I don't want to just run over people. I want to be able to throw my burning car into
angry?
a store. No, it's just like you have this world where you don't have any consequences. People aren't really getting hurt. So I want to be the villain.
But
I
just because you can doesn't mean you should. Because some people treat, and sometimes I do too, just like simulators. Like, people treat Red Dead as like basically horseback riding simulator, where they just operate a normal life in this beautiful world. Just because they're guns and shit doesn't mean they kill everyone. Same thing with GTA. People actually fucking stop at red lights, stop signs.
There's no freaking way. There's no freaking way.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
There's no way people play polite GTA. There's
absolutely.
No way. That's not even like the context.
Bro, there's literally full-time police officers on GTA RP streams.
There's no way, bro.
Full-time, like grocery store workers, firefighters, literally
people choosing
8
to
hours
be
a
like NPCs
day.
in your life.
Yes.
They're like, because in life you can't do those things. That's why I'm like, I want to do things I can't do. Like, that's so terrible. Oh man, that's so insane, dude. If I could, if the game was like intelligent enough, I'd literally run after the police are chasing me, I'd run my burning car into buildings, let them blow up.
It's a simulation, dog. If you're doing that there, what you think is gonna start happening in real life? You're gonna start going cuckoo. You're gonna start losing your mind.
It's a game. You sound like the people saying game promotes violence. I
know, right?
In a game, I want to. In the game.
No, listen. I respect you when it comes to your entertainment. Indulge however you choose.
You ever play that game on your app where you destroy like the worlds? So much fun. You ever seen those memes where they show like the person playing the game and then they're like, "Oh, is that where I live?" And they do it, and then like their stream goes off. It like looks like they like blew themselves up. No. I play those games and I have so much enjoyment just making words blow up. It's
nice.
It's like your full capacity. Like imagine a game. I'm pitching to you.
Imagine.
You can create this.
Imagine
a game.
Imagine
where you start a game and basically everyone in this like online multi-world can either become a hero or a villain, and the goal is just to do what you want. You can be a grocery boy if you want, or you can find out how to be the biggest villain and become the ultimate Thanos of your world. Find ways to acquire power, money, and literally just control everything. I've yet to find a game like that. It's very controlled what you can do. I want free for all. I want like Westworld free for all. I want to be able to like, okay, cool. I want to blow up buildings. I want to become whatever I want to do. Become a politician and control things behind the scenes and make it look like I'm the good guy, but I'm actually the terrible guy that's doing all the things, and start like wars amongst people, like, things that you can't do in real life because I'm a good person. Just in video game world, terrible person. Like if it was my video game life,
maybe someone's gonna hear this video and you're gonna get the game of your dreams. It's possible. Listen, the scope of gaming, bro, there's gonna be no limits. Especially once we get VR, bro, you can do fucking whatever the fuck you want. Any gaming experience is gonna be accessible to you. By the time you and I are like 45, think about the scope of gaming in the world of gaming. It's gonna be unreal, dude. It's gonna be unfucking real. I'm gonna be Link in Zelda. I'm gonna feel everything that he feels. I'm gonna feel the fucking grass, smell the air.
Link. If I was Link, imagine if you could be Link and you could do whatever you want. Like, I just want freedom to do whatever I want. That would be cool. If I could do VR and I could be Link.
Play
even.
Breath of the Wild.
I know, but there's still limits of what I can do.
Wait, have you not played Breath of the Wild?
No, never. I'm not a gamer like you, bro. I don't even know
I
what
don't know if
console
you
to play
have
on
the
it.
patience for it, but it's a great game. It's a fantastic game.
What's the console? What console can I play it on?
Nintendo Switch.
I have the Switch.
Boom. It's very vibey, open world, your pace, of course, storytelling, but remember it's Nintendo, remember it's Zelda, so there's not like lots of talking and shit. It's just free roam, boss fights.
He's like, yep. What's his sound? He's like,
yeah.
I'm trying to imitate
you basically did it. Yeah, just grunts.
Yeah. There's like classic ones where, and then you have Mario. It's like, yippee, woohoo, like those ones.
Woohoo!
I don't know. Woohoo! Yeah, I don't know. I like the ability to kind of have customization of whatever I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I just lean towards the evil dark sides of things. It's just the way I roll. And if I have the availability to do in a game, it's like a release.
Cyberpunk was maybe headed in that direction. That might have been the game for you.
Ooh, I saw some things about Cyberpunk. I didn't know. I've never found
new
like
show just dropped. I heard it's fantastic on Netflix. Anime.
From Cyberpunk?
Yes, and I hear the game has been updated tremendously and might be in a good state now. So I might try it again. Because it looks gorgeous.
Have you considered to watch Arcane, the League of Legends show? Because that's also amazing.
On my list of things to
show.
watch, which I should tell you, I finally started something you're gonna be very proud to hear.
What'd you start?
Squid Games.
Really?
I know.
After 2 years going on 3 years, bro.
Lots of hours gaming and streaming takes up a lot of fucking time.
Dude, I watched that as soon as it came out, like everyone else in the world.
I know. And I was
down.
in the middle of fucking playing, I don't know, What Remains of Edith Finch or some shit. I was playing Rust.
Playing games at the time?
Yes. I was playing Rust probably. I was probably playing fucking Apex. I was probably grinding Apex. That's what I was doing.
Did Bella also not watch it?
No. So we watched it together for the first time. We only saw episode 1, but we're on the boat now and we're down.
Yeah. I think they're making a season 2 as well.
They are. That was just confirmed too. I liked it.
It was at the time one of the best selling ones, like best viewed shows.
Yeah, it was massive, dude. Massive. But I had known most about what was going on. And I knew that it was games and playing for your life. Yeah. So
you saw the candy things being made, like you know some of the context.
Yeah, exactly. I know a lot of the context, but I'm still excited about it, and I love movies and shows like that. Love that battle royale, last person to survive type shit, big stakes. Eat that shit for dinner, bro. They should just do like a battle royale TV show universe of just hundreds of Hunger Games spinoffs. Just give me Hunger Games forever. I'm down.
Do you think we would ever get to a place where we do this for real life, like in the movies where we have like real life, like people just doing that?
What do you mean?
Because I'm not like real life people doing this, like
like actual Squid Games.
Yeah, someone's signing off and saying, "Hey, I accept the consequences. I sign a waiver. If I die, I die," and we accept it and watch it. Because I like to think that I would be a good person and not watch that show of real people doing this. But then again, I'm also know my true self, like I do in games. I'd probably subscribe and watch it every single month or day or whatever it came out, and I'd watch real people and I would make bets on them. I'm like, that dude right there is gonna win.
Listen, if we do it in our art, it's on the fucking table. It's on the table. If it was in our mind and in our thought and it made enough money and noise that we all heard about it and watched it and saw something about it, it's on the table for potential things to happen in the future. We've seen Purge. People really like that shit too. Supposedly, Miggs was telling me the other day that fucking Chicago's doing like a mini Purge thing. I'm not into huge politics, but I hear there's like a crazy thing going on that you don't have to pay bail anymore. So if you go to prison, like you just go free. Like that's some. Yep. So Purge is coming. Listen, it's on the table. If you saw it in a movie. It's on the table. If you saw it on the show, it's on the table. So Squid Games is coming. Purge is coming. Fucking Terminator's coming. Everything. Hunger Games. It's all going to be accessible. Every sort of entertainment. Listen, the Coliseum goes back how many fucking years?
True.
We
did.
watch people die, bleed, do crazy shit for entertainment.
I mean, we watch football and we know that everyone's getting like terrible health.
Basically
because of it. We watch
killed.
boxing and
UFC.
UFC. Yeah, true.
People getting permanent brain damage.
We just cut the line of death. That's usually what we cut the line at. Oh, you can't die. But then it's like once we pass that and we're like, okay, it's okay to die. They accepted it. Then it's
because
like
we don't know what comes after. So it's like that's the limit
death.
of our brain capacity. We're like, no, death too much because we don't know what happens after.
True. So you can think that's all over. Yeah. I'm interested about this.
Bro.
I am worried after this podcast, the amount of insight that I gave into my mind that I'm going to get like therapy, like choices sent to me like, hey, bud, I heard you speak some crazy shit.
New iOS update, bro. Siri's listening, dude, all around us.
They're listening. FBI agents are knowing what I'm doing. Like they're like, yeah, we got to watch this guy. He's saying some crazy stuff
and
right
it's
now.
also live and being uploaded to YouTube permanently.
Goes like, oh, so this guy's on the watch list. Got it. Got it. He said he wants to do those things. Got it.
Put this link right into their file for you. Easy money.
But yeah, dude. Definitely exciting world is out there. Fam, any additional context you want to give to us? Any questions that are burning? We haven't been able to see the chat or anything. We've gone all around in terms of
we've gone around the sun.
I was gonna say, Leo, for sure, you need help, bro.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Dude.
It's dawned on me when I play these games or when I say these things. I'm like, this is not probably what the average person thinks. But I'm like, man, it's just a video game, right? In my mind, I'm like, I want to do the things I could never do in real life.
No, you're not wrong. You're not. Actually, Atlas, when you were streaming Modern Warfare, I had a similar conversation with you very briefly, but it was on the no Russian. And I was like, I mean, it is like, but like, you can't really make a big deal about it. It's fake people.
Right.
You're not causing real harm. It's kind of like, it is a bit weird, but at the same time, it's like, you play GTA, no one really has a problem with killing people in GTA. And then on a no Russian scene,
same thing, right? Dude, for context, I just played the original MW2, and in the campaign, there's a mission called No Russian, where you are basically undercover with these Russian criminals, and the scene starts, the mission, and you walk into an airport, and you all have LMGs with fucking 500 rounds of ammo, and you're just unloading into the entire airport.
Oh, that's so cool.
Everybody then go up the stairs, and everybody
that's so cool. That's like in the game.
Yo, you're tapped, bro.
Bro, that's wild.
You're a little too excited. That? Yeah, I remember playing it as a kid and being like, this shit's kind of crazy, dude. This time I didn't kill anybody. I mean, I killed all the people that already, were like on the ground struggling, just clean up crew kind of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe when I was a kid, I unloaded, but I don't know. That was a lot. That was kind of crazy. And they asked me before I even played the mission, like as soon as I loaded up the game, they're like, by the way, there's a scene in the game that I think you know of. Do you want to see it or not? I was like, what the damn? All right. Yeah. Yes, I want to see it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think it's like like rather than doing a purge, rather than doing this in real life, I just want to see what it feels like in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. That's good. That's all I need.
Yeah.
I don't need it all the time. Just give me that opportunity to do it once and just see what, like, okay, cool. Just drilled an entire airport. Seems kind of interesting. I might have to play that one day.
I'm going to send you the clip of me playing it. It was nuts, dude.
Is that one you can't upload to Instagram? Because remember that one
no,
where you
it's
punched
coming.
the dude? You know that one you punched the dude and it got like flagged?
Yeah.
Like sensitive content? I imagine that would be flagged as well.
It's crazy, dude. I had no idea that happened. Motherfuckers, bro. Coming for me all the time.
I mean, they're games. Like, I don't know, man. It's not real life, so I feel like it's okay. I don't know. It's just me. It's my mentality on it, but
whatever.
Yeah, dude.
GG's, brother. Thanks for the hang.
Good cast. By the way, I feel like you should go full-fledged in this Fisher look. Like, just...
I am. I've been wearing this every day since I went to the Cape 2 weeks ago.
Good. Commit to it. Now you gotta go fishing, like, on the weekends.
Yeah.
Like, fishing, get home.
I did today.
You went fishing?
Imagine.
Yeah, man. I was fishing today,
No.
What we're eating tonight is just, what I caught.
No, I didn't.
All right, bro.
All right, brother. I'm out of here.
Out, y'all.
Guys,
Me too.
everyone who's in the stream, thank you very much for hanging out. We'll be sending or putting the link below to where the actual Saint Leo or SaintAtlas channel is going to exist. So make sure you check that out.
Yeah.
Like the video, send it to someone. Hope you enjoyed the talk. And we're out of here.
Peace out, yo.
Peace.